What's happening, everybody? Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon, here from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you part 4, episode 4, mission 4 of Kartal's mini war room hack, which includes 8 brand new war room missions and 1 Final Front Navy battle. Today, we have a super fun one, high-speed ferry, where Sammy will take on Adder in a battle of the captures. So, high-speed ferry right there, you can see it is a interesting map, you know, lots of islands. Should be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a little bit of Navy, so let's go. Boom. Black Hole's plundering the archipelago. Capture 35 properties, max speed 15 days. And Adder over here being cocky as usual, thinking he can just take me out. But he doesn't know. Sammy, ultimate strategist, just got plans. He's always coming for your HQ. We'll see about that. So the tough part about this mission is it is constantly raining. So the rain is definitely a hindrance. It is unfortunate. It's an unfortunate truth of this battle. But, you know, you just gotta make do. You know, you're not fighting Lash, so you don't have to worry about, you know, her willy-nilly all walking through all the rainy plains and all that. Just gotta worry about Adder's +1 or +2 movement, depending on which one he decides to pop. So, immediately I am sending my infantry north, because I want to go start getting those properties there. Now, when I was looking at this map, like, the most important thing would be making sure he doesn't go too far on the eastern island, and securing the eastern. Make sure he doesn't go too far on the western island, and then make sure that you secure the eastern island before his units get to the center location where all the bases are. Which is easy enough. You can usually get there by like day 6 or 7. It should give you plenty of time. The only thing you really have to worry about is if you push over to the east on this one. There is that anti-air there that'll be able to shut down any of your infantry that are going over there. Now, I think that Kartal made it so, or made it that it's an anti-air specifically because it'll be able to do enough damage that Sammy won't be able to finish a capture if it gets hit. So I think that was the plan. Super annoying, but as long as you send the APC and your artillery over there, it should be more than enough to stop his advance. So, not too bad. Now, the only thing that I ended up doing here was I just built a second lander on my first turn. Don't want to move the transport copter north there because, well, as you can see, there is a cruiser. And if there's anything that cruisers like to do, it is shoot down transport copters. Unfortunate. So you don't want that to happen. Gotta keep transport copters safe. Especially because the transport copter plays a vital role, especially later in the map. So, the main thing that I noticed with the transport copter is you want to be able to use it to send your infantry over to capture the port on the eastern front first. After you capture that port, you move it north to where the island is with the 2 missiles. And then once you get those 2 missiles, you'll be able to use them to help you to push the western island. Which is very important. Because Adder gets a lot of troops over that western island because he already starts with 2 pre-owned bases then. So he's just able to just pump those units out of you, like non-stop. So you don't want that, obviously. So if you can prevent that, prevent it. I would suggest that. Alright. Day 3 rolls around. Now we're going to see what happens. Alright, so landed with 1 infantry landing on that island with the port. Second one is not going to be landing on the shoals. It is going to be going north. It's got plans later on. Okay, so the anti-air cannot quite make it just yet. But neither can my units, right? So, gotta be very careful with them. Okay, so I take a shot at the battleship. And it was a safe shot because the sub right there, it's not going to be able to get hit by anything that's around it. The one thing that you have to watch out for is that 2 HP sub, because it might actually end up taking a shot at the battleship. That is possible. But I'm going to build a second battleship of my own just to make sure that he's not going to, you know, shoot it down. But that battleship is actually going to be going up the western front. So there's a little canal of water on the west there where you can actually send a battleship. Perfect spot to, you know, plant your battleship and fire on any units that are going to be showing up. Because Adder, he's got enough funds that he's able to build like Neo tanks and everything, right? So, I mean, if Neo tanks show up, obviously all you have is a medium tank to deal with it. So you definitely need to reinforce that area as quickly as possible. Now, you can do it with like artillery and rockets and everything, but the problem is land units are moving super slow on this map, so it's not going to work too well. Yep. Not going to work too well at all. And Sammy's got super low firepower too, which is super annoying, but I mean, yeah, it gets the job done, so. So the battleship actually took a shot at the cruiser too, which is good. Because it could have taken the shot at the battleship, but I think, like, you know, priority, cruisers are more important than battleships sometimes. Why exactly? I don't know. You have to ask Kartal about that. He is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to the AI in this game, so I'm sure he'd be happy to answer that question. Now, one of the spooky things here is Adder, he started out with 2 submarines in the north, right? So those guys are slowly but surely coming your way. When they're gonna arrive, you never know. So you gotta keep in mind that those are coming. But you have the 2 cruisers to actually counter them. So if you play properly, which I don't, you'll be able to counter that no problem. And the cruiser that's over there in the top corner right now on the screen, it's stationary, it's not moving, it's just gonna stay there and waste fuel, you know, look pretty. That's all it's gonna do. Alright, so I moved my APZ into position to block his artillery unit, or anti-air unit. To make sure that it doesn't attack any of my guys, which is super important. Super important. You don't want it to be attacking you. Anything that slows your capture game down in these battles, it's just not good. Like, I would sacrifice heavy units over infantry, pretty much, when it comes down to it. The look of terror on your face as he pops sideline. Sammy, she's not scared though. She's got no fears. I mean, oh no, you got like +2 movement. It's like, well, you know, my captures are like 1.5 times faster than yours, and you know, I'm pretty, so screw you. Adder is probably one of the coolest, like, COs in general when it just comes to, like, I don't know, like character, story, or whatever. I think it's pretty cool. He's a cool rival for a lot of people. Like, when you think about it, Adder is kind of like the rival of Grit. Flock is the rival of Max. Who would Lash be the rival of? Lash is probably the rival of, like, Sonya, I would say. I guess Hawk would be the rival of Andy again in this one, but I mean, Andy's also... Sturm is kind of Andy's rival as well. Andy, he's just got too many rivals. Everybody wants a piece of Andy. It's terrible. It's like they always bully the tier 2 COs, man. Alright, so my sub is running out of fuel. So I'm going to plop it down there, and then I'm going to defend it with this cruiser. So now it can still be hit though. Well, I think after his super co-power is done, he won't be able to, but in the meantime, it can get hit, so, you know, no good. No good there. Now, the position I took with the battleship is actually incorrect to defend against that cruiser as well. You should always park it a little bit far away so that you can actually circle the entire area with your range. So, don't do what I did there. Or maybe do what I did there. I don't know. We'll see. See how she goes, you know? But I am almost 6 stars into Victory Rush. So the important thing right now is to try and get my infantry into position to actually get some good captures with that. Because on this map, you could use double time and, like, you know, rush your infantry, but the captures are just too important. My thought is on the eastern front there. There's 2 bases on that one island. You can see right there on the map. So if you actually victory rush yourself to capture those 2 properties in one turn, it can really, really help in the long run. So day 6. And one thing that I have forgotten about is that there are subs and they are on the way. So always keep in mind that those subs are coming if you're playing this battle. You know, do a couple move checks before you start moving things, and just kind of have an idea of where the subs are. Because I'm pretty sure that they're in range of the battleship right now, or potentially in range of the battleship. So yeah, you gotta watch out for that. No good. No good. No good. Yeah, okay, so that's the move that killed it right there. So, say goodbye to that battleship, unfortunately. But the fortunate thing is now I have the missiles. So the prime missile target, you can see it right there, right? So I'm going to take a shot. So it does a little bit of damage. Now, unfortunately, 3 of those units are going to heal up. But it's going to deter him enough so that he doesn't totally push with them, hopefully. Cross fingers. That's the plan. Is the plan. Okay, so what else do we got going on here? Battleship being okay. I almost forgot about this guy down here. That would have been very bad if I forgot that. So, good. Taken care of. Now I'll move my transcopter down because obviously there is going to be some more missiles next turn. Alright, just build a couple more infantry. Still have 20k funds left over, so I'll be able to build some heavy units next turn. And let's see what happens. Okay. Poor APC. Yeah, alright. Yeah, there it is. So, totally forgot about those subs, obviously. And now my battleship is gone. But, you know. I got more battleships. The nice thing about it is, like, it makes it so I have Victory March now. But I also don't need Victory March just yet. Because nothing is really in range to be super valuable yet. Alright, so I'm just going to halt this advance up here. Do a few more caps on some properties. Sammy's, like, infantry damage against other infantry is just super high, too. It's, like, it's beautiful. Alright, I'm going to send my cruiser up north to see if I can lure away some units. And I am going to select another missile target. So once again, I have to pop that large amount of units right there. That is the important area to hit. So now those guys are completely crippled. They're not going to do anything. And I am able to send more of my units up north. So send that guy up north, capture the base. Now you might think that rushing those bases is like super important, but you don't really need them super quick. It's just important to get them eventually, right? So I moved my sub over because I need his cruiser to move over and attack it. And I mean, it's gonna die anyways. I don't think I can actually make it to the port in time to heal. Could build an APC, but I mean, the sub is basically, it's done. You know, you don't need it anymore. Now, obviously, for the technique rating, it's important to keep your units alive, but I mean, I was more focused on just getting the mission done rather than going for like a perfect score. If I can get a perfect score, great, I'll go for it. But yeah, no, I wasn't gonna spend like a super long amount of time trying. Alright, so once again, save and victory rush. It's gonna play a very important role fairly soon. And we got sad slips coming in. What is he gonna do? Alright, so the subs are emerging. They are emerging. So you can see, yeah, they're almost out of fuel. So they're not gonna be staying up too much longer. Alright. So once again, Victory March is ready. But do I want to use it this turn? No. Why? Because I can't capture enough valuable stuff. And that's really what it comes down to. You want to wait until you can capture high value targets. And you would think that capturing that city right there is important, but it's not. Not yet. That base right there, that is important, however. That is something you definitely want to get. And like I said with that transport copter, right? Important role, because now I'm able to capture both of those bases with my Victory March next turn. Super good. Super good. And you just build another infantry to, you know, capture that city with Victory March. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not any issues here at all. Okay, so finish a cap right there. I believe, yeah, okay, so now he's got a Neo tank out north on that western island, which is going to be very difficult to kind of play around. Obviously, because the Neo tank is a tier ahead of the medium tank in damage, and also range of how far it can go, right? So, you want to watch out for it. Definitely. Alright, so I drop one of my infantry right there. And take a few more shots. And I build a battleship right there in the front line. So now even if he pushes with that Neo tank, it's like, it's gonna get shot down. Not gonna have anything. There won't be any Neo tanks left when I'm done. Alright, so just a couple of infantry moving around. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this artillery. I'm just gonna send them up to hopefully get picked up later, but I think the artillery's job is done also. It's not really anything major that it's gonna be able to do. Alright, so I end my turn there. Day 8. It is day 8. So how many days we have left? 7? Maybe 6? 6 after this, yeah. So, lost my sub. What I should have probably actually dove that sub. But it was actually another juicy target so that my transport copter didn't get shot down again. So at least now the transport copter is going to stay alive. Alright. Ready or not, here I come. Victory March time. Let's see. Let's see what happens. It's such a suiting name too, because usually if people try to play Sammy in competitive, they always try to go for the Victory March HQ rush. So if you're ever fighting a Sammy, just park something on your HQ, like a medium tank or something, and yeah, it'll never work. Everybody tries to do that. Everybody. Including me. I'm guilty of it too. It's just, it's so satisfying if you pull it off, but more than not, you can't pull it off. Alright, so just sitting in deep thought right now. Just trying to figure out what my next move is going to be. Because I realize I can't capture any of these properties up here, but what I can do is sacrifice a unit to make sure that I take out this infantry. Because the one thing about capture missions is if your opponent doesn't have infantry, they can't win. Because they can't cap anything. Alright, so load an infantry there, and then I'm going to plop them both over there. So now I got his entire area surrounded. What's he going to do? I don't know. We'll find out. But I take a city from him. Beautiful. I'm going to send my battleship up north. Send my cruiser up north. And now I get to do these two beautifully juicy caps. So I get that one, and then I get this one. And then I'm going to put this transportcopter right there. So nothing is going to go wrong. Nothing. What could go wrong? Nothing could go wrong. That's what's going to go wrong. Everything's going to go right. Sammy has planned ahead for this one. She knows. She knows what's up. Now, I don't remember how many properties I have right now, but there's not too many more to cap right now. So once I cap the little island over there on the eastern side, there's really not too much else that you need to cap. You can actually easily cap those two cities in the middle there that he owns. There won't really be too much resistance for that because the battleship, I don't think the battleship is actually going to be able to reach those. Yeah. That's really about it. We got no issues. And I mean, once those rockets get into position too, I mean, you're not really going to be moving up to that area. That area is kind of just a distraction. It's like a timer, right? So like if you don't get your properties by a certain day, then you have to deal with that force. That's the punishment for it. But if you can get your properties, you don't have to deal with it. All you have to deal with is what's on the western front. Okay, so I'm going to take another property from him. I am going to start capturing his base because only direct combat units are going to be able to attack that guy. And the mech isn't in range, only the tanks are in range. So if I can take out the tanks, then I don't have to worry about anything popping the infantry. Which will be very nice. Very nice. Okay, so lots of caps are going to be starting on this turn too. So 1, 2. You know, 2 is lots, okay? It's lots to me. 2 property flip it's a good day for me. Alright, so take out that sub before it does any more damage to my lander. I don't want to lose any more units if I can prevent it. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Built a Neo tank though too. The other turn, so that's fun. I'm going to be sending that to the island to hopefully do something cool. I don't know why I don't load the infantry. That's kind of silly. not a good play there. I could have sped up the capture game like a little bit more. But I did not do that for some reason. I probably just forgot, you know. Got a little too ahead of myself. Regrettably, but you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Now I'm just building stuff for just a unit count now, basically. So, yeah, so now I move that infantry and I'm like, oh, could have got on the boat. I mean, every single time you get on the lander, though, you don't know if it's going to be the Titanic or not and just end up sinking on you. So, I mean, sometimes it's better not to go on the boat. And transport copter is down. Sadly. Forgot about it. Forgot about the cruiser. That's why it's really important to keep an eye on all the units that your opponent has. But in general, there's not really too much that he has left. So once I finish capturing these properties here, I think all I really need is maybe like 1 or 2 more properties, which I can easily secure from either where that artillery unit is sitting or the middle property. Okay, and see that right there, that was a mistake. So what I should have done this turn is actually use the double time and get my unit up there, or get the infantry up there a little bit sooner. So then I could have got the cap like an entire day sooner and possibly ended the match. But they didn't do it. So, I mean, what can you do? Sue me, I guess, right? So like in general, this mission isn't like too difficult, but it's really important to just place your units very well, because the battle is pretty much won after you get out of the initial navy battle. If you lose too much of your navy, you're not going to win. But if you can take out his navy, well, then you don't really have to worry about it. Alright, so I'm just going to build a Neo tank out of that. So the rocket can attack one thing, obviously, but can't attack 2 things, so just build Neo tanks for defense is pretty much all it is. And just pop a few more infantry on the field, end my turn there. So we're sitting at day 11. Let's see what happens. Day 11. I was really hoping that that rocket was going to attack the Neo tank and not the infantry captain. That's pretty annoying. Okay. It's day 12. I only got a few more days to get this one done. So let's see what happens next. Taking out cruisers. Oh, that's funny. Actually, it's an artillery unit in the lander. Alright, cool. One-shot kill. Very nice. Another one-shot kill. Taking out the last 2 subs. Gotta make sure that you kill those subs, because you still need a lander to get over to that island. Now, I do have that 1 HP lander right there, so it is possible to get it over there, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now I'm just kind of scanning the field, just making sure. Hopefully that's what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing right now, actually. I'm hoping that I go back and finish capturing the property down there. That would be probably the best thing I could do. Hopefully I do that. Oh wait, you know what? It's over. It's over. I think I was just looking to see if there was something else that I could attack, you know? Alright, so speed was good, power was good, technique was a little lacking. I think probably just letting a few of those units die unnecessarily, that's what really got me, unfortunately. But high speed ferry in 12 days, I had 15 days to get it done. Yeah, so high speed ferry in 12 days, had 15 days to get it done. It is accomplished with an S rank. Not perfect, but hey, it's honest work, right? Cool. Well, I can't wait for the next one. So stay tuned for part 5, where we take on a brand new mission, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content and want to see more. I'm going to leave a link to Kartal's channel and where you can download the ROM hack if you want to try it for yourself in the description below. If you're interested in Advance Wars' competitive aspect, I would suggest going to the additional link down below for a link to Advance Wars by web, where you can sign up and start battling people today. So, it's been great. Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon, signing off. Have yourselves a great day, everybody.